You probably did say that. I apologize. I
This
apologize.
guy is
But I am
crazy.
happy I made it there because right before then, not only that, I had a gig that was supposed to go to the following day in
Atlantic
Atlantic
City.
City, which is like really deep in Jersey from Long Island. That's like 3 hours away from my crib. So it was just like um for us to like go to that premiere and then come back home or to rush to Jersey. This was to put me in a hotel, everything. And I just had to pull out because one, it really wasn't worth all that stress and headache, especially me coming out of the hospital. Gets that in just a sec. But also, like, it just wasn't even worth the rate really for like even going that far. That was like a 6 hour commute for real,
Yeah.
there and back, and then just the time. And like I said, I'm not 100% well right now, so but either way, I'm glad to be feeling better. But I was in a hospital last week. I was hospitalized due to let me just give you a real quick rundown of the story. We were leaving a restaurant, right? After hanging out with some friends, graduation, we went to this restaurant in Queens. And then upon leaving the restaurant,
Restaurant.
I had to use the restroom. I had to like pee. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till I get home. I'm like 30 minutes away from the crib. Why not? Bless you. How rude and
Hey
disgusting.
man, thank you.
Wow.
I'm allergic to this bullshit. My bad.
No, so whatever. Let's just say we're 30 minutes away from the house. So as we're driving on the parkway, 10 minutes away from the house at this point, I feel so much pressure happening, right, in my stomach. And then I
Mhm.
feel like this pop. It was like, poof. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that doesn't feel right. Like, oh my gosh, that feels so weird. And I was like, let me pull over because clearly I can't hold this pee. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
So did you like what? Shart on yourself?
Man, I pulled over and I proceed to pee. Mind you, long ass piss, by the way. I was like, wow, I'm still out here. Like,
Okay,
you know how you just outside, you know
TMI.
how you like playing swords where there's not the person to
TMI.
play swords with? When you're,
What?
you know what I'm saying? How you could be
Play
like,
swords.
let's say you're going like side to side with your pee.
What
You know
is
what I'm
this
saying?
guy doing?
Listen, dudes, all the bros out there, you know what I'm talking about. So after I was like, all right, let me get back in the
What?
car. I hop back in the car and I'm driving. I'm like, oof, I still don't feel good. Like maybe I need some water. So when I got home, I drank some water, but it still wasn't it. When I held my stomach at this point, right, I could feel the water in my tummy. Like it felt like I was holding a bag of water. And I was like, oh my gosh, did like my intestines fall out of place? Like what's happening? Like I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go to the doctor real bad. And so I get to the hospital. I'm like, I'm researching all these things on Google. Like maybe I ruptured my bladder, my spleen. What's happening? Maybe I tore like an intestine or something. And right away they did a CT on me, a CAT scan, and then they realized that there was nothing, no internal bleeding, thank God, no internal bleeding. Really nothing happening. They was like they couldn't find anything, and I was like, well, guess what, guys? I cannot move my abdomen. Like I could not flex my muscles at all. Like my abs, I couldn't suck my stomach in. I couldn't suck it out. Even when I was doing the CT, I had to hold my breath for like about 5 seconds at a every certain time, every few seconds, and even that was like hard to do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was in a hospital. Like, yo, I just turned 29. I'm too young to die. Like, I can't. Like, please, please, please.
Yeah.
Like, I was so scared. And so they were like, all right. So our results came back, and we see nothing. And then I was like, guys, there's no way. Like, I can't even move my abs. Like, I can't move my stomach. Like, if I was to like bend over to tie my shoe, it would feel so heavy on my stomach,
Mm.
where I felt like my guts were like about to hang out.
Wow.
Seriously,
That sounds painful.
so painful. So after they did an EKG or whatever like that, they found that there was my blood rate, my heart rate was a bit high, but it was due to like they were like, we could give you something for your nerves. Like, you want something for your nerves, medication? I'm like, no, I didn't come here for no like freaking Xanax. You know what I'm saying? Like something's happening inside.
Yeah.
And even that, they were like, we didn't find nothing, no blood in their urine, we didn't find anything wrong. And then they looked at the CT again and they're like, oh, okay, we see that you may be constipated. You look like you're backed up with a lot of poo. I said, oh, come on. There's no way I'm
Sounds
here,
about
guys.
right.
It sounds about right?
All you do is eat a bunch of stuff and you don't use the bathroom.
No, no, no,
I'll
no.
watch you eat. You could eat a box of pizza, Chipotle, Big Macs, and then you would be like, I'm not using the bathroom.
No, I wouldn't say I'm not using the bathroom. I just wouldn't have to go to the bathroom. Listen, I'm the type of person that go to the bathroom like maybe every other day. Also, coffee helps me go to the bathroom. So shout outs to caffeine. But, at this point, I'm like, listen, I know what it is to be constipated. I've dealt with hemorrhoids before. Okay, this is not the same thing. I would not be here if that was the case. So they were like, yeah, just get Miralax and go. They like brushed me off and they discharged me with anxiety. Not even constipation, anxiety. I couldn't believe it.
You do be going through anxiety though.
Yo,
It's not like they misdiagnosed you though.
no, they did. They did. Who else? Who would not have anxiety if they cannot? Their insides were literally like falling apart. And I told them, I said it feels like it's inflamed, but they still couldn't even understand. So I came home, and then the next day, I like literally like hours later, I went to back to the hospital. I was like, this is not right, because at this point, I woke up, my arms were numb, my limbs, like I just felt like so weak. I couldn't even get out the car. Let's say if I was getting out of a low car, I couldn't even stand up because I had no core strength. I really felt like, you know how sometimes when like you ever watched a movie and someone gets shot and like they're holding their like stomach
Yeah.
and they drop to their knees and
Yeah.
they couldn't walk. I felt so weak in the knees, like I felt like I was gonna drop. Like I was like wobbling.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. So when I went back to the hospital, we did another CAT scan, and this time they made me drink contrast, which is like dye. So this one kind of like it will let you see inside like what's really happening inside with the intestines and everything like that.
Yeah.
So with after doing that, they did find that there was some inflammation around the stomach and bladder. Look at this. Imagine I would have went home fucking based off of like anxiety, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Crazy. So at this point, they were like, you know what? It could be something similar to like gastritis. They still didn't understand what that pop was, but they gave me some like antibiotics and to help with the inflammation and help stop with the stomach acid. And I had to go see a gastro doctor. I don't know the full term, but it's a gastro doctor.
Okay.
So ever since then, like I came home and I was just like drinking teas and like black tea, turmeric, all types of stuff, and taking my medication. And I have been feeling better, thank God. I feel like I'm about like 90% now.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, you looked 100% when we was at the after party.
Listen, it took a lot of energy though, you know what I mean?
Hey,
It took a lot of
that's
energy.
because you did fall asleep in the car.
Yeah, so I was so grateful and happy to be well to even go to the after party for the world premiere at Good Burger. But yeah, so I still have to go to the doctor and do an endoscopy, which is essentially they're gonna put me to sleep and do a procedure where they go inside my esophagus and stomach just to check to see if everything's all right, no ulcers or anything. And yeah, God willing, everything will be all right. But I'm just grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to be feeling better. And I'm so excited. Yes. Is that an applause?
Yep.
Yes, thank you so much for the applause. I appreciate it. I
Shout out to
appreciate it.
Dens for still being here.
Yes, thank God. Shout outs to God. Yeah, but honestly, like thinking back about it, I think what could have been what that pop could have been, what could have caused all this. I was doing hookah this night, and hookah at that point, I did notice that there was a hole in the tip of the hookah, which is kind of like drinking a straw, like drinking through a straw with a hole in it. So it's just a whole bunch of air you're consuming, and then I had seltzer on top of that. So with the bubbles and all this air, probably just and then having to pee, probably just all that pressure just caused a bubble inside of me to pop, a gas bubble. So yeah, it was definitely interesting, but I'm glad to still be here, like I said. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I don't know what I would do if that happened to me. Like, whew,
Insane in a membrane.
hey, I'd have definitely. I don't go through anxiety issues, but I definitely. They probably would have diagnosed me with the same thing. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not fun. And it was just like a scary thing. And no one understood what was happening, not even the doctors, no one. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.